Hello everyone, educator here, and welcome back to my newcomer's guide to Dark Souls Remastered. This is part 24. So in the last episode, we ended up wrapping out Lost Izalith. We also defeated the Bed of Chaos to get the Lord Soul. We also ended up helping Sigmire along his journey. And we also ended up helping Solaire by opening up the shortcut, killing the Sunlight Maggot. So, before we move on from here, we want to go over and talk to Sieglind and complete her dialogue, because we're going to be seeing her father actually in the area that we're headed to now. If she doesn't show up here, by the way, rest a couple of times at the bonfire and she should show up. Otherwise, though, I'm going to go and switch out my gear to Ornstein's gear, and we're going to go ahead and head towards Blighttown. So go ahead and rest here. We're going to warp over to the Daughter of Chaos. So, at this point, you have to decide if you are planning on progressing anything with regards to pyromancy. I'm about to kill both of these two because I want the Firekeeper soul, and when we head back to Firelink Shrine later, I'll be giving it to Anastasia at Firelink in order to get our Estus Flask up to +6. Once we kill her, Inigi will become hostile, and he will not train us anymore, obviously, and there's no way to undo that particular sin in his eyes, so he will be hostile forever. That being said, though, if you are a pyromancer, or at least if you're trying to learn pyromancies, because again, you don't have to be a pyromancer to learn pyromancies, he does teach some of the pyromancies, specifically the kind of poison related stuff. In addition, he will only teach you some of his stuff if you become infected as an egghead. Likewise, he will give you and sell you egg vermifuges in order to cure that, so it's still a win-win if you're trying to go that route for it. However, I'm not going to be a pyromancer, and I'm not going to be learning any pyromancies, so I'm going to go ahead and kill her. And he's going to become hostile, so we'll go ahead and kill him. And then these things will pop out, which aren't really a big deal now, but boy oh boy were they a pain before. So egg vermifuge, that will heal you if you are infected with the egghead. Otherwise, grab the Firekeeper. Remember that we now no longer have this bonfire. One other call out. We kindled this bonfire previously. In the next playthrough, any bonfires that you have kindled remain kindled, except for the ones where you kill the Firekeeper. So we've killed this Firekeeper, we've killed the one in Anor Londo as well. We're going to also end up killing Guinevere, and that will undo any kindling that you've done on that one too. For now though, we're going to go ahead and head back. And we're going to head to now the Great Hollow. Now, a couple of callouts while we're kind of moving along. Again, if you're a pyromancer, Quaylana is going to be here as well. If you have bought all of her stuff, then she will give you Fire Tempest, which is one of the last pyromancies, one of the more powerful pyromancies. And then she will disappear. She'll only do that, by the way, once you've killed her sisters, and that will progress her storyline, as well as you've killed the Bed of Chaos, which is her mother, because basically, if you've been following her quest, she wants you to clear out Lost Izalith, she wants you to kill her sisters, and kill her mother, because she wants to, you know, them to be put to rest. So she will also disappear once you obtain the final pyromancies from her, so you can buy everything that she's got, but don't buy everything until you have your pyromancy leveled up to +15, and then have ascended it and leveled it up, leveled the ascended one up as high as you want to go. So she would be over there if I had unlocked her. Again, be aware though, if you have not unlocked her at this stage, we've already defeated Lost Izalith. She will not spawn at this point. So you had to have been progressing her quest up to this stage. In addition, Laurentius is someone, he's the other pyromancer trainer. We talked to him and told him that there was a pyromancy trainer down here when there wasn't actually. Now his path is going to be the same regardless of whether she was down here or not, and he will have gone hollow. So he only gives you 1,000 souls, doesn't have anything else worth getting. Next we're going to head into that tree, and this will head to the Great Hollow as well as Ash Lake, which is basically what we're going to be doing in this episode. Once we get to Ash Lake, we'll be fighting another Hydra. This one's got a little bit more health. And then we're going to go talk to the Everlasting Dragon, who will allow us to join a covenant, the Path of the Dragon. So grab the plank shield, we're going to roll into here. Grab a Twin Humanity. And we're going to roll into here. Now this place has lots of Titanite in it. It also has the largest group of crystal lizards that we've run into in the entire game. There are 10 of them in total in this place, and we have to quit the game and hit continue multiple times to get them to spawn and get them all. So I'm going to go ahead and sit at the bonfire. I recommend you do the same. Level up any times that you can at this point. And be aware that there are lots of drops here. And if you're not careful, you could end up dying. So please make sure you've rested here at the bonfire. That way you can spawn back here and pick up where you left off. Otherwise, though, we're going to drop off here. And we're going to head up. You can probably already see one down there. And it disappeared. Now there are 2 in here. One of them will show up right here at the tail end of this section. And then another one will show up a little further out. So one thing you want to go ahead and do, you might go ahead and equip the Covetous Gold Serpent Ring. One call out though is that the way that the drops work on this, you can get Titanite slabs, which are definitely the most valuable item that you can get at this stage. But it only has a 10% chance to drop. And using the Covetous Gold Serpent Ring won't increase it much because there is also a 10% chance to drop 8 other items and then another 10% chance to drop nothing. So you can use the Covetous Gold Serpent Ring to increase your chances of not getting nothing, but it won't affect your chances of actually getting one item over another. So I'll go ahead and equip it just for the sake of doing it. And then we're going to basically keep exiting the game until the spawn happens. And then we're going to try to kill it again. So nothing yet. This can be pretty time consuming, by the way, just having to do it this way, but it's the only way to get all of them. Oh, come on. Oh. So if you're too close, they won't spawn. If you get too far away from them, though, they get away. So kind of an exercise in irritation. Oh, you idiot. I really don't like that you can't direct your attacks, or you don't really direct your attacks right at the floor. It's kind of irritating. Of course, missed that. There we go. Hey, we got a Titanite slab. That is a rare drop indeed. So, What we're going to do is we're going to jump over there, head back up. That was close. Next, we're going to drop down here. And this is kind of a precarious drop. You don't want to actually drop off. And there are 5 of them leading down this path. So I usually run down the path, see if I see one, quit out of the game, run back, see if I see one. And they basically will be all the way up to this point here. And all the way back up. So there will be 5 of them in total. There is one. There is 2. There is 3. Four. Titanite slab. Hey! Super rare drop. To get 2 of them in a row. And there should be one more down this path. No, 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 stay here. Thank you. Okay, blue Titanite chunk. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and drop down here. And we got some more of these basilisks to deal with. Now, if you're kind of around the same level that I am at this phase, they don't have a huge likelihood of infecting you with Curse, but they still can. They also drop Eyes of Death, as they have before. So we're going to head out here, turn around here, and grab a large soul item. Next, we're going to head all the way up. And we're going to run into another one right here. Another shard. Cool. So again, this one can be hard to deal with, so oftentimes what I'll do is I'll either go down there and quit and reload, or I'll be like right here, quit and reload, and then jump attack. Otherwise though, we're going to go ahead and head back up. Rest at the bonfire if you feel you need to. Because we're about to make a couple of spicy drops. So we want that item there. Chloranthy ring. This is going to increase your, what do you call it? Your stamina regeneration. Anyway, we're going to come over here. I'm going to start dropping off to get some of these items, so I like to roll down here. And then we're going to head up here. Roll down here. Actually, I think I missed an item. Yes, I did. Okay. Oh god. About to fall. Okay, so now we're gonna head back down. Gonna drop down here. Keep working our way down. Drop down here. Drop down here. White Titanite chunk. Come over here. We're going to drop down there, and we're going to go get that item real quick. And then we're going to drop off of here. Then we're going to grab that item. More of these guys down here. Again, make sure you check for Eyes of Death. Nice to have, especially if you're with the Grave Lord Covenant. And usually there's a third one down here. I don't see it though. It may have dropped into the pit. Anyway. In one of these holes there is, near the tree, there is an item there. I'm going to go ahead and roll down to get it. Alrighty, so we're gonna grab that item, we're gonna grab this item, and then there's another item over here. Now I'm gonna head over here real quick. We basically want to get down there. This is a kind of a precarious drop, so just be aware that you might end up dying during this. Pretty precarious drop. So, a couple of different ways that you can get down here. The way that I usually do is basically to drop about right here. And now we got a white Titanite chunk. And now we want to drop on that one below us too. Then I usually roll off here to here. So, minus the items that are a little further down, we got everything. Minus the, what do you call it? The other two crystal lizards. So we're going to go ahead and head all the way back up. And we're actually going to take the ladders that go back up. So here is a ladder. And I'm going to show you where your final two crystal lizards are. So there's another ladder on the kind of outer perimeter of this place. So head up here. Head up here. And we're going to walk over here. So getting over this is kind of weird. What I usually do is I'll run and then kind of work my way to the left, and that will help me get up here. They're gonna be the two of them that are gonna be left are gonna be spawning right here. So I'm gonna kind of hang out right here and quit, reload. Again, like before, kind of random for whenever they actually pop up. Just be patient. There we go. So there's one. Another Titanite shard. I feel so cheesy doing it this way, but the alternative is leaving the area repeatedly and coming back repeatedly to the bonfire. And it just is so incredibly time-consuming. Again, I don't think you're supposed to, do this in one go like this. Alright, there it is, and there it goes. Titanite chunk. Hey, we got 2 Titanite slabs out of that. That was pretty good results. So now we're going to go ahead and head all the way down. And now we have to deal with mushroom people again. But I'm basically just gonna try to pass them up, because they're a pain in the butt to deal with. Anyway, there's one more jump that we have to make for an item. It is... Can I see it from here? No. We'll see it here in a moment. Right there. What I usually do is I drop off here. I'm going to roll over here, and I'm going to jump to make this. Alright, another Titanite chunk. And now we're going to go ahead and start heading down. So these will run into you. These ones still hit like a truck. We're going to go ahead and head out. And as you can see there, Sigmar and Siglind over there. Which one is which, though, is kind of for you to figure out. So, got another Titanite slab, so that'll be able to get us upgrades. And we're also going to steal some humanity from her. So you can normally steal about 10 humanity from her. Oh, come on. It doesn't have a whole lot of range, unfortunately. Alrighty, so we've gotten some humanity from her. We have wrapped out their quest. Again, you don't necessarily have to kill them, but usually at the end of the game I go around and begin killing all the NPCs to collect whatever items or humanity I can obtain from them. And this is the end of their quest, and we won't be coming back to this place after we finish it, so... Actually, you know what? Let me equip the composite bow. There we go. Okay, so this one is slightly more irritating because it takes him a little bit of time to actually get to this section. But otherwise, he's basically the same boss as before. It's a little harder to see where the place is that you can't go, but not that bad. There's our first head. We don't actually have to kill all the heads, we just have to complete a certain amount of damage to him. Oh, you suck. So, arrows work fine too. So, 2 dragon scales for our troubles. And then we actually need to head around here. I forgot there's an item over here. Oh, dragon scale, in fact. So there are also some crabs on the beach, just like there were in the Seat the Scaleless area. They'll drop Twinkling Titanite. We'll head over that way here in a moment. For now, though, head in the tree trunk for another dragon scale. And then climbing the sand dune, you usually can't do until you get a little further down, so Just do that, and then we'll head over here to kill these clams. Ooh. I forgot those things hit like a truck. That's my famous saying at this point, though. Cool, Twinkling Titanite. So in here there are some more basilisks, as well as some of the, what do you call it, the mushroom people. Okay. Next, we're going to head up here. And you're going to see this and be like, hey, that's all there is. Not quite. So over here, we can actually drop into this. Be careful, just don't want to completely drop off. There we go. So, Miracle, Great Magic Barrier. Come on, big boy. Head back down. I think this would probably go... Could probably go around. Okay. So this basically spits us out right over here, same place as we just were. So we're going to follow this kind of windy path. Careful not to step too far into the water. So I don't usually do any farming in this area because it takes forever to get back down here. But there are some, of course, good things down here. It's one of the reasons why I recommend coming down here to get all the crystal lizards. So up ahead is the everlasting dragon and a bonfire. So we'll come talk to him, enter covenant. So what happens with this covenant is you can get some awesome dragon gear that breathes fire and does other interesting things. The caveat, though, is you have to bring him dragon scales. So, again, if you are part of the Covenant, you can use the item, one of the items that we just got, the Dragon Eye, to invade the world of a possessor of a dragon scale. However, the way it works is it leaves a summon sign on the ground for that person to actually interact with. So, invasion is kind of a strong word here, but it's the term they use here, so it's what I'm going to use here too. But basically, someone has to interact with the actual summon pad, and they will be, you will be able to invade their world, and then whichever one of you wins gets another dragon scale. So you don't lose any dragon scales, to be clear. You actually gain dragon scales for whoever wins that that duel. So that is something that you can do, and again, there's only a few places that I would say that there are a good chance that you can do invasions with. This is not one of the more popular, I would say, covenants. But in the times that I've played with it, there have been enough to get them in certain places, like Blighttown, around the time that we first got to Blighttown and got the first dragon scale there. Usually you'll find summon pads there. Sometimes you'll also find summon pads in the Kiln of the First Flame, which is the final boss area, right before the final boss anyway. Anyway, the last thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to cut off this dragon's tail. He will not aggro, by the way, and it also won't stop you from continuing with the Covenant. It's kind of weird. But that gets you the Dragon Greatsword, which is a pretty nice weapon, in my opinion. Alrighty, so we're going to head back to Firelink Shrine, and that, I think, is about going to wrap it up for this episode. I'm going to go ahead and take the Firekeeper Soul that I grabbed. Go give it to Anastasia. To get us up to plus 6 at this point. And with that, I think that's going to do it. In the next episode, we're going to be heading back down to the Catacombs area where we fought Pinwheel. And we're going to end up progressing past that into the Tomb of the Giants. We are definitely approaching kind of the final areas of the game. We basically have the Tomb of the Giants left, which will be the whole next episode. And then we also have to face basically the DLC, which will probably be 2 or 3 episodes. We'll see how fast we get through it, but there are 4 bosses in that, so... in the DLC. In my opinion, some of the greatest bosses of this game, and really some of the greatest bosses in gaming, period. I love the Manus fight, and I love the fight against Artorias as well. And then after that, that's the final boss is the next thing that we have to go to, which doesn't really even have an area, so to speak. It's a pretty short area with a bunch of Black Knights that respawn, so we can actually use that area for farming Black Knights for their weapons and shield. But with that, thank you for everybody for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.